is Outsider2522 and welcome to my first Idleon video. So today we're going to be talking about the Omnifowl in the room. There's a bit of an issue with the follower pet update. Now the question is, was it good or was it Doot? Let's discuss. So if you're a part of any Discord, I'm sure you've seen Reddit, everything, even on Steam, the reviews for the most recent update are mainly negative. The reason being is people do not like how pay-to-win mechanics are. It's got a gacha system. Let's look at the issues. Most people seem to be focused on Doot, and I understand that. But let's look at how we might be able to resolve this issue. We haven't heard anything from Lava in a week or so. He's gone kind of radio silent. So maybe some sort of ideas as to how this could be fixed might be a good idea. I would also love to hear your feedback on this video. So if you've got any comments, please drop them below. Feel free to like, share and subscribe. Really helps the channel to grow. So let's talk about the big issue. The big issue is that people are saying Doot is too powerful. I'm actually gonna disagree. I think follower pets as a whole are too powerful. I don't think it's just Doot. I think that Sheepy is also very powerful, and the Ram is also very powerful. So the others are good for what they do. They still give nice buffs, but those three are the ones that offer sort of changes to the game that you might not be able to get. Oh, the Rift Slug also gives a huge buff that you won't be able to get. Now, what makes this seem unfair isn't necessarily how powerful they are, I don't think, but how impossible it is to get these buffs elsewhere. What I mean by that is, for example, with Doot, one of the big things people are upset about is the fact that you're attached to every single god at all times. That's a massive buff, huge. It increases your AFK rate, basically it makes sampling much more smooth. Quality of life is a huge update. Now, is it game breaking at the moment? Sure. In a few worlds time, maybe not so much, because you tend to grow quite massively in this game. How do you overcome it? Now, I've seen a really good suggestion in regards to once you unlock all gods, you start powering up your god rank. And god rank doesn't really do a lot at the moment. It just gives you an XP buff. Someone suggested that actually, as you level up your god rank, you should get passively attached to gods. I mean, this is a fantastic solution. It means Doot would bypass all of that grind, but you still have the ability to passively gain it. And the game is going down that route with things like infinite star signs and passive cards and things like that. So it fits well with the scheme. Also, it really kind of benefits end game high tier players, same as the Rift does. You can't just be a new player coming into the Rift and unlock everything. You need to have quite high damage and skills. This would build into that, so really encouraging people to reach that end game and get better, while also making it so that all of a sudden Doot isn't pay to win, he's pay to advance, which is what has always been the case for Idleon. It's always been, actually, rather than you're paying for something broken, well, there's a few exceptions, you're just paying to speed up a process. I mean, this would make it much more realistic. But then it begs to question things such as Sheepy. Sheepy allows you to be attached to all big bubbles at once. That should also be able to be unlocked. Maybe we put something into alchemy. Maybe it's in the pay to win. Pay to win hasn't really got a lot in it. It's quite easy to max out. Maybe they put something in there that has a skill that you can either drop toons into or you put money into and you unlock passive bubbles. The problem isn't the bonuses given by these followers. The problem is that you can't get them any other way, which comes off as anti-consumer because people feel like you're playing on their FOMO, fear of missing out. People don't like that. The next thing to look at is potential cost. Now, I've seen all kinds of numbers worked out from all kinds of people using all kinds of maths. I don't want to go into it myself because the equation is actually fairly complicated. you would most likely need some sort of stochastic model that can work out randomly which pets you're getting to how much you can recycle. It's complicated. People have done very oversimplified one. The number which I've seen, which seems to make most sense, is that to have a 99% chance of getting Doot, you need to spend $1,700. You've given us 10 free pulls, but to actually get it, you need to spend, to be almost guaranteed, you need to spend $1,700. Ooh, that's a tough pill to swallow. Most gacha games, which is where you've clearly got this from, have pity systems. Your pity system is broken. I suggest taking suit from other pity systems, which is that the chance goes up with a guaranteed drop at a certain amount. So if, for example, you do 120 pulls, you know, you're guaranteed to get Doot. However you want to work it out. I mean, Doot has a 0.5 drop rate at tier 5, I believe, so maybe 200 pulls, however many you want to work it out as, but I mean, I would say 100 is more than enough. If you do 100 pulls, you're guaranteed it, 120, whatever it may be. As well as stop increasing the price per pull. It doesn't make sense. By increasing the price per pull, you're actually not much better off in terms of drop rates. The reason is because it now costs more to pull a frog, and you're still very likely to pull a frog. So you haven't really gained much from the tier system. The tier system needs a rework. Most likely you should go up, you should get increased drop rates, but the price per pull should stay the same. If you implement a pity system with this change, I think people will be much more happy with the gacha system, mainly because it's such an established thing in mobile gaming that people tend to know gacha systems, they know pity systems, they know drop rates. If you just made it more standardized and less greedy, people would be more on terms with it. So I think that's really where I'm at with this video. I actually think Doot is an amazing pet for new starters, as do I think the ram is amazing for new starters who might be having bag issues. The sheep is amazing for new starters to help them buff quicker. I feel like all three of these followers are kind of like almost catch-up mechanics that you would see in big MMOs to get people to the later stages, mainly because the later stages are more populated. That is what Lava advertises game as an MMO. I mean, I would disagree. It's very much solo play from what we've seen. There are elements of multiplayer. But if he wants to go towards that route and really push people towards the final world, which is, you know, where his focus is, you need to get there quicker. The best way to get there quicker is through things that accelerate your growth rate. These free followers will accelerate your growth rate massively, and are so fundamental to that catch-up mechanic. They're less important to end gamers who already have access to these kind of things and a more sort of quality life once you get to that point. So I think there needs to be almost like a balance found of, for new starters, do you almost give them all follower pets for like a month to try and catch them up? It might be useful, might bring new players in quicker, you might see some nice gains from it. It might be worth exploring. Anyway, I'd love to hear your comments on the situation, so if you've got any feedback, please leave it below. Until next time, take care.